Hello outdoor fans, we are getting outside and enjoying nature yet again. Look at these beautiful surroundings that I'm in. How stunning is this? We are just above Newtonmore. The last video at the Cairngorms Nature Reserve is further along this hillside, only about 10 miles or so. And there's one Munro on its own in between the three that were at Cairngorms and the three that we have here. So yeah, we're gonna crack on. I've known someone who's done this just actually last week while I was at Cairngorms. I've been at Fort Bell at the National Downhill Champs, doing some marshalling in between, but then I'm on my way back to the Cairngorms, and yet again I have stopped to bag some Munros. So we've got the bike, let's get on. I'll show you what we've got coming up. So here we are, this is the first bit of off-road. Standard sort of hunting track. I say Bill, who did this last week, he said there will be hike a bike. I'm guessing he means pushing rather than actually having to hike like I did last week. Hike a bike to the first and to the third Munro. But we will see. We will see. At the moment, we're making our way up the valley. Over there to the left is the way up. And then we need to go around the top of this valley to go over there where you can't see for the first Munro. So yeah, we'll pop up this valley and look for the left that'll take us up onto the ridge line, and then we'll basically be on the ridge line until the third one, when we will come back down. So yeah, should be good. Well, I've just checked the map, and despite me following this path here and not seeing anywhere to get to the other side, I should now be on the other side. So I'm going to cross over and I think head to that little Bhothain style building up there. But this is quite a big river, so I'm hoping somewhere down here I can stepping stone it across. But yeah, I should be going up onto that ridge line now. Well, none of it's looking good. I am half tempted just to commit to wet feet rather than falling over and also getting a wet arse. But I'm not 100% sure. But I definitely need to be on that side, and I can't see a better way. Let's have a walk up and down and see. Well, yeah, I got wet feet, but we're across. So yeah, it rained a lot last night, as you can see, a lot. Well then, past a little hut bothy, following this track up. This bit here was just a bit of walk mode, but I'm hoping just on that corner I'll be able to get back on and ride, but we will see. Doesn't look the best for traction, but it is a grade I think I can ride if I can get some traction. Whew. This is tough. This is tough. But we are riding. I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone, but the motor has started making some bearing noises. Which is not good. Oh. Certainly tiring. Don't let anyone tell you that e-bikes do all the work. It's not true. Here we go. I got up the first steep bit, some pushing for sure, mainly rideable. And now we're following this path that's flatter but equally as boggy. But can you see up there? That's where we're heading to. That will get us up onto the ridge line. So I'll pootle along this plateau, and I suspect that'll be a walk mode push up there. At least looking at it from this angle, you never know. Maybe it'll have loads of traction and a really nice line, but I doubt it. Well, I expect this is where it's going to get tough. I'm expecting this, well, there's maybe a flat bit in the middle, but this hill and its two start and finish sections are just going to be a walk. It's been bad enough just getting along this flat bit, but that's been more because of the bogginess. There shouldn't be the same bogginess on a steep hill, but I don't think it's going to be easier. Hey. Oh well, I think I'll just commit to pushing. I don't think it's going to be rideable. Well then, been going for 57 minutes, done 3.65 mile, climbed 1700 foot. We're now at 288 feet, and that's where we are, all the way down there near them trees. That's where the van is. Oh, them trees, I think. Yeah, them trees. But yeah, still been mainly a push, but I'm going to try and ride. See how stupid of an idea that is. With 59% battery left. Oh. I feel like I should be able to ride here. It's not too lumpy or boggy, so I thought I'd have the traction and the power. 450 watts, 350 watts, 300 watts. That's the problem. I could ride if I could keep up my power. I'm only in auto. I don't want to try a bigger power and run out. So that's where we are. Well, first Munro of the day. I was expecting to come in along here, but I've come straight up the face. So maybe there was an easier way, but I'm here. Boom! 9:30 or something, this one. A Chailleach. I'll put it on the screen. Well, it was on the screen when I did me boom, because that's me thing. But yeah, was sort of in the mist, but not. We can see some stuff, but not others. And then we're going over there, and I think that's the second one over there, before that ridge line in the background, round into the wind and down the other side of this valley, because what's in the mist over there is the top of the third Munro of the day, by my reckoning anyway. Well, you can see the path we started on, and then yeah, it's just been up here. So maybe there was another path that went sort of more up there and along this ridge line, which notionally was the one I was going for, but I was following the one on the map mainly, although I have also been referencing the GPX from Bill, who did it the other week, but I've been following like the main path. So, but we crossed the river at different points. Maybe that was it. But anyway, time for some down. So let's get you in the helmet pod. And the first descent of the day. Well, I've got a wet arse now from all that spray. So we are plugging across here. There's not much of a path, but there is a sort of path, and I think that's Carn Sgulain, or whatever you pronounce it. I think that's number 2. I'm expecting to go up here to the ridgeline and then do a right that'll take me to the summit, and I can see a cairn. I think that'll be the summit cairn. And then it'll be back down that same path to go left along this ridge line. And I don't know where the path I was following has gone, but that's where we're heading to. So that's 2,000 foot of climbing done, 51% of battery left, currently at 2,900 foot. We have been going 1 hour 22, and I've managed to come across this and onto this path. And I did clock that on Walk Highlands, the app for many people to decide which routes to walk, especially for the Munros, it did say the path isn't very clear, but you can follow the old boundary fence posts if it's claggy and whatever to get along this ridge line from that Munro up there, Carn, what did I say it was, Sgulain, to the one over there that I've forgotten the name of. But anyway, that looks a rideable climb to the top of there. I hope that is the top. I've not double checked on the map, but it's all sort of coming together-ish. I'm sure there'll be a big peaty bog hole to catch me unawares when I least expect it. Maybe when coming back down here. But yeah, let's come back this second Munro of the day, and that'll be, oh, if I can get up there in 5 minutes, we'll have done 2 in an hour and a half. Well, here I am. But I can't do me boom on this one because actually I rode straight past the actual summit thinking, I know it looks higher from here, but from there this looked higher. So I carried on to here, and I did get here in 1 hour 27. But now I've got to pedal back to there to do me boom! Boom! Carn Sgulain, or something similar. Can you see? It looks higher from here. It isn't, it's lower. This is the actual top. That is the bigger cairn. This looks higher from over there. And this is the point on the map. But yeah, now a few miles into the wind, following this old fence line, should take me to the third and final Munro of the day. So I think this is a very indistinct Munro top that I'm on here, and I'm trying to look where the fence goes, but I'm assuming over there, that ridge line where I can see people, and to the third Munro over there, I'm assuming that's where it goes, and I can sort of see a fence over there, but not from here, so I'm expecting it to go round to the right, and this is the boundary, so it is the old boundary fence, and on the map the boundary is clearly marked, and basically the path follows the boundary, and along the ridge line has to be that, so I've got to go down and up somewhere. So yeah, we will crack on. As you can see, I've now got my waterproofs on because it was absolutely hooning it down for 5 minutes with this headwind blowing in my face. So you probably can't hear me as well because the microphone is behind here. I'm tapping it now, so there'll be even more noise. But yeah, let's crack on. Well, another Munro top. Carn Dearg, was it? I can't remember. But I think that over there is the Munro I'm going for. I need to double check on the map. But yeah, and then back down here between this peak and that peak. But yeah, it's been like, it's just eased off a bit now, but it's mainly been windy with horizontal rain. Well, I suppose I better do some filming, no matter how wild it is, because this is the third and final Munro of the day. The path is right on the edge of that cliff and the wind is going this way. So I'm giving it a bit of a berth. I've not double checked the map, but there's a big cairn It looks bigger than this cairn. There's one disappeared. No, this is it. This is the top. Oh, the last Munro top was Carn Ban. This is Carn Dearg. But we are here. And you can see why I was giving the edge of the path a bit of a berth. There with the wind going this way. But yeah, here we are. Epic viewage of Clag. At least the rain stopped for a moment. But yeah, I'd stay here and admire the view. I did stop in another time when the wind and rain calmed down and I found a bit of shelter. I did stop and eat my banana because, you know, monkey loves a banana. I may get powered by eggs in the morning, but banana on a ride. But yeah, see, if I was a proper YouTuber, I'd be like, I took my very expensive greens this morning, but I'm not, so I'm not getting 30% kickback from flogging some useless greens to people. Eggs. If you want something that's good for you, eggs. Eggs contain everything you need to live. Vitamin D, yes. Vitamin D in your expensive bag of greens all the influencers promote, zero. Eggs have literally everything for life. Eat eggs. Yeah, don't spend £100 a month on some dodgy greens where 30 quid of that is going back to whoever's code you used to sign up for it. That's why they're pushing it. They're getting 30% back. But yeah, when you consider most, I mean, my Patreon's free, but most of the influencers have like, you know, a 10 or 20 quid Patreon and they're getting £30 a month if they can flog you some greens, because that's their kickback, 30%. But yeah, let's see if we can find this path down. I didn't see it turning off as I came across. I think I found the path. Splits here, down there. yeah, the way the headwind long ridgeline drag fairly sapped my battery. I'm currently on 13%, but it should all be downhill from here. Give the mic some air so you can hear me. But yeah, we're now out of the wind now. We've dropped off that ridgeline. Ridgelines are great when it's clear for big views, but oof. But when it's windy, especially when you got a headwind, then there's no protection on a ridge. But now we're dropping down. Let's have a look at where we were. Up on top of there, I'll say that's why I was keeping clear of the path that went right along the edge. Maybe it was that one in the cloud that was the actual Munro. But yeah, but now down here, down the valley with 13% power. Well, I didn't do too much filming down there. So I didn't do too much filming down there. It was a fair old bog slop fest. But now we are in the valley bottom, and here's the river that we're parked above. I've had to turn the motor off. I'm down to 5% power, so saving it for any bits of up and this flat pedal across the grass I'm doing on my own. But yeah, all the way down there and then onto that bit of a track, which I say I've been using no power on, because even coming down, I think I started with 13%, so I'm now down to 5. And yeah, not one I'd recommend in terms of a nice day out. Definitely type 2 fun, but it's certainly one that is doable by e-bike. Certainly possible, if not ideal. But yeah, I think if it hadn't been so windy on the top, or so wet on the way up, it wouldn't have been quite as draggy. Wouldn't have used quite as much power, because I've not even done 3,000 foot of climbing, so I should have loads of power left. But it was just that draggy, that wet, just being sucked into the ground, that yeah, it has drained the battery. It's still going, I don't know why, but we're back on the road. Soon be able to see the van, and yeah, ready for a big eat and a warm shower. 4%. Well, that is plenty to get us back, because I've done the little climb now. And there we can see the vein.